How to create a subscription form sign up on your Google Sites. Hey everyone and welcome. I hope you're all doing great. In this video, I'll show you step by step how to do so. It's going to be generally a very simple process to do, but I'm going to be using a specific, obviously, provider, which is going to be MailChimp, which could be different for you, and the methods or the steps could be a little bit different for the type of external app that you're going to be using. So I'm just going to be using MailChimp. You can use Klaviyo for the same thing. It's going to be a little bit different for you, but generally speaking, you want to follow the same steps, even if it looks a little bit different for you and the site that you will be using. So in here, I'm just going to go ahead and first go to pages, for example, and create a new page, just as an example. And let's just name it sign up form and click on done, which is not really a required thing. Just make sure you have space for it or a specific place where you want to have the sign up form. So I'm just going to leave it here, and I'm going to also hide this from the menu or the navigation, and I'm just going to place the sign up form right over here in this blank space. So obviously you can place it wherever you actually want it to be, so it doesn't really make a difference. Now with that, we just want to open up our provider, which in my case, like I said, I'm going to be using MailChimp, but you just want to open yours. So if you're using Klaviyo, for example, just go ahead and open up your Klaviyo and follow the same approximate steps. Okay, so now that I opened up my MailChimp account and I also logged in, I'm just going to go ahead and start by creating the actual form that we want. So in here, you are going to, again, it's going to be different from platform to platform. So just go in and try to match the names and stuff and try to follow along this way. If you're using MailChimp, that's going to be even great because it's going to be easier for you to follow. So generally speaking, what you want to be searching for is sign up forms or just forms. It should say something like creating a form or something like that. And MailChimp, you want to go to audience and you'll end up finding sign up forms here. So just go to sign up forms and click on create new form from the top right. This should allow you to open up the creation here for the form, and we are just going to select embedded form. You have pop-up form if you want to, and you also have sign up landing page, but we don't want that because we want the Google Sites one. So I'm just going to go for embedded form. So click on create embedded form. And again, this is also going to be the same for the platform that you're currently using. It should also provide you the option to create an embedded form. So just go ahead and find that from your site and use that. From here, I'm just going to go ahead and start by adding a form name. So you just want to give it any name, really. I'm just going to do test form. You can do something like sign up or subscribe or whatever it may be. And then the audience is going to be the audience that you have on your platform you're currently running, and you want to add them to that audience. Now, this is going to be obviously the same for other services as well, but the audience name could be a little bit different. So click on continue to builder once you're done. And this should allow us to start building our form and start setting things up in it, and then we can add it to our Google Sites at the end. So to start off, we have the live preview here in the middle, and we can actually see subscribe, email address, and also we only have the email address one and the subscribe button here. So we're going to start by adjusting the actual form itself by clicking on form fields on the top left. This is going to give us the option to add all the different fields that we have. And here at the end, we can actually see we have how are you, which is a custom field that I created from the fields settings, as you can see. So I'm just going to go ahead and enable, for example, first name. And if you want to enable anything, you just click on this, and this is going to show the first name here. And let's also select the last name as well, for example. And let's say we want the first name to be at the top and it's not going to be the email address first. In this case, you just want to click on the left side of the field and just drag it to the top in the order they actually want them to be in. So I have first name, last name, email address. If you want to add anything else, feel free to do so. For example, let's just add a phone number just because, to test things out. And let's say we want to make first name to be a required field, much like the email one, because you can see you have a star next to email address. meaning people are going to have to actually add this information, otherwise they won't be able to continue. So let's make the first name also as a required option. Click on the first name, the actual title, and then you're going to click on set as required here. And you also have help text if you want to add something like this. It's going to be a little bit of text helping people what they need to fill out. Usually you're going to add this to something that is a little bit confusing, but I'm just going to delete this for the time being and leave. And now this is the forms that I'm just going to keep. And let's say we also want the phone number to be as required, and the last name we can just leave it off. Now we can just go back and we can click on settings as well. And from the settings, again, you can just feel free to change the form title. So it says subscribe at the top. If you want to change that, you can also feel free to do so. Or you can simply turn it off if you don't want to view the title of it. The width is going to be 600 pixels, but I highly recommend to delete this. This is going to actually take the size as it is. So now we also have more things. For example, remove CSS style, which I don't recommend that you do. And you can also do more things here like show format options, archive link, and disable all JavaScript. So I'm just going to leave things as they are right now and click on back here. If you want to add tags and more things, you can feel free to do so, but I'm not going to do any of that. And now we should be good to go. We can just click on continue from the top right. And now we should have the embedded form code, which is right over here. So this is going to be basically what you need to be copying. So just click on copy code. And again, this is going to be exactly the same for other services. Now, the only difference is that you may not find the same settings that I just showed. And, you know, basic things like form fields and stuff like that. And also customization options. But generally speaking, you just want to set up the form. And then after that, just get the code. And you should be able to get the code very easily. Just make sure you copy it. So now that we copied our code, which is the embedded form code, if you know how to code and stuff and you want to really dig into customizing it, you can feel free to do so. It's up to you. But generally speaking, you don't want to touch that. Just go ahead and make sure you copy it. And we can just go to all forms and we are good to go. Again, you can feel free to also customize this later on if you want to by just going to sign up forms, clicking on the same form here and just click on edit. But we're just happy on how it is right now, and we just want to go back to our Google Sites, open up the same page that we want to have, and then from here we basically just want to click on embed. From the insert tab over here we should be able to find embed, so we just click on that. And then by default, it's going to be by URL, which is not what we want. We want to click on embed code. Once we click on embed code, you guessed it, we just want to paste it in. So we can just right click, click on paste, or just do Control V. Click on next. It should show us a little bit of a preview here, and we just want to click on insert. This should insert the same exact form here for the MailChimp. Or the service that you're currently using, and we should be able to also resize it if you want to, but this is not going to work because we made the width as 600. So if you want to actually resize things, you would want to click on edit here and play around with the code. Again, this is going to be different from service to service. I keep saying this, so just make sure that you're familiar with that. And then you can just feel free to move it around wherever you want it to be. And it's going to be a fully functional bit of code, and it's going to be fully functional when it comes to the actual form itself. So I'm just going to click on publish from the top right, for example. And I'm just going to click on publish one more time. And in fact, just to test things out, I'm just going to show in navigation this page right here. And I'm actually going to go ahead and visit my site and test things out. View published site. And then I'm just going to go to this page right here. And we can actually go ahead and fill in some dummy text here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some dummy test information. So let's just do test. And then last name is also going to be test. 2, and then phone number is actually required, so I'm just going to add something random here, And hopefully this is going to be good enough, and click on subscribe. And yeah, this is going to ask us to confirm the email address, and it's pretty much, you can see that it is currently working. It's good to go, is what I'm trying to say. So this is the email that I just got. The name that I'm using for this test. Please confirm subscription. Yes, subscribe me to this list. If you received this email by mistake, simply delete it, and so on. This is going to be for the double opt-in options that I had for MailChimp. But again, you may have a different method when it comes to filling out the form. If you don't have double opt-in on your service turned on, it's not going to send out an email, and there's going to be a lot that you should have knowledge of when it comes to the different forms types and so on. But we are good to go. So you can click on yes, subscribe me to the list, and it should work. And you have the last step, which is just confirm that you're human and not a robot, and you're good to go. And we should have a proper form on our Google Sites. So hopefully you found this video to be helpful, and thanks for watching.